Hi, my name is Kim. We're going to do a lot of good yoga stretches today for our neck, back, shoulders, chest, and hips. And as always with these stretches or any stretch, listen to your body and what you need, because there is no need to overstretch. That does not feel good. So we want a nice, healthy stretch that our body can remember and build on those nice, healthy stretches. So let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. So making our way onto our mat, bringing our hips back, and our hips are up in the air a little bit. That is fine, or if those hips are back more, that is fine as well. Letting your neck relax so your forehead rests in a comfy place for your neck. And starting to slow our breath where it feels very calming, very comforting. And we're going to walk those hands over to the left. So take those hands to where you feel a stretch. It's not going to matter where they're at, as long as we find a stretch on that right side body, as well as we're opening up space on that right side body for those internal organs to do their job a little bit better. And let's walk those hands to the other side. We've got intention of creating space on the inside of the body and finding that really good side body stretch. Let's make our way forward and onto our bellies. Let's come into either our baby cobra pose, hands under the shoulders, and shoulder blades down and on the back. If I lifted my hands, that would be okay. So that's that height. It would not stress out my back if I lifted my hands. So if that height feels good for your back, we can be a baby cobra pose or sphinx pose on the forearms. Shoulders down and on the back. We can be in cobra, soft bend in those arms. Heart comes forward, or up dog, and the toes can be flat against the mat or toes tucked under. Either way, we're pressing the toes to the top of the feet. Arms straight, legs off the ground, chest comes forward. And you can continue that stretch, taking our eyes up to the sky. And making our way back to all fours. Our cat-cow backs. If you wanted to come into cat back first, we round our spine towards the sky, just like a cute cat, and drop the head and drop the tailbone. If this feels super good, maybe we want to stay here for a little bit longer than a breath or two. Whenever you're ready, we would come into our cow back, rounding our belly towards the mat, lifting our head, lifting our tailbone. So it feels like we're sticking our bum out, and we kind of are. So that's good to find that stretch. And then you play between these two poses, stretching through the spine, lengthening the spine, and the back as well. When you're ready, let's come back in our child's pose again. This time, take those knees a little bit wider. And let's use our hands to help ourselves up to a seated position. And if a seated position doesn't feel comfortable, you can grab a pillow to sit on, or a rolled up yoga mat, a blanket, something that we can sit on, and then that way it lifts the hips and it allows the hips to open, making that a little bit more comfortable. So starting here, just in what is comfortable for you, we're going to stretch our neck a little bit. So just softly bringing our chin to chest, wherever that feels good. If you feel like you need that deeper, fingertips can come to the back of the head. But we don't need to overstretch. It's a nice, happy, healthy stretch. You can take your chin and draw a few smiley faces across your chest with your chin. That feels good today. And let's pause. Chin to chest. And let's bring our chin back upright and take a seated twist to the right. So again here, let's twist start from the lower belly and then wind it up to the shoulders. Using that leg to help twist from the lower belly, and eyes can be to the side, eyes can go to the back. If you're one of those, that right hand can reach around and find that left leg or in back of us. Let's make our way back to center on your exhale. Let's take that same seated twist to the other side. We're going to eagle bind those arms. So here, you want to feel that stretch through the shoulders. Taking the right elbow in the crook of the left elbow. If it's all right, you start to lift those elbows so they're up in line with the shoulders. The palms can be away from each other or they can find each other. So that's going to be a little bit deeper. If that just doesn't feel that great, any option as far as taking that top arm over and finding a stretch just with the arm. That is a really good stretch there as well. So finding your shoulder stretch, because we're going to do both sides. And let's go ahead and unwind those arms and see how that other side does. Eagle binding the arms. Left elbow would go in the crook of the right elbow. You start to lift those elbows in line with the shoulders if that feels okay. And then the palms, if they don't find each other, that's great. Or they can find each other if that needs to be a little bit deeper. And with the option of bringing that left arm on top if that eagle bind doesn't go. Always your body, always your yoga practice, finding your best healthy stretch for you. Let's unwind those eagle bind arms and come into our butterfly pose. So here, we can have the feet a little bit further away, a diamond shape pose, or closer in. If you need to deepen that stretch, we just lean forward to where that starts to feel like that's giving a little bit deeper. We're going to help ourselves out of butterfly pose, and let's extend those legs on the mat. So if you're sitting on a pillow or a blanket, just set that aside for now. And we're going to take that right ankle. We're going to stretch the hip. We're going to take that right ankle above that left ankle. So when we start to feel a stretch here, that's what we're going for. So you don't need to go any further than that. You could take that right ankle above that left knee. Our hands can be back here. We want to focus in and have a nice straight spine. And we're going to flex that foot that's on top. If you feel like you need to feel that a little bit deeper in the hip, the left foot can plant on the mat. We can start to scooch our bottom closer to our foot. We're not going to collapse or round through the spine. There goes my stretch if I round through the spine. So we're going to maintain that nice posture in the back. So we can either scooch that foot or the bum closer to the foot, or if you start to collapse, we're going to take that bum a little bit further away. Finding a stretch right through here, and let's unwind and change sides. So left ankle above that right. If you're not really feeling much of a stretch, ankle above the knee. We start to explore. We want that right foot on the mat, and we start to scooch the bum toward the foot. do a back stretch. We're going to plant those feet about hip width apart. We're going to have those knees fall softly to the right. We're thinking about our back. So then we're going to take our hands either to the right or to the back. Maybe they kind of go to the left. So it's your stretch, it's your back. Whatever feels best to you. Then one more thing, you're going to find what height works best for your back. And one is not better than the other or more fancy. It is so about you and your back. We can be on our palms. We can make our way to our forearms. We can come all the way to the ground. A place that you can stay for a couple of breaths, finding that happy, healthy stretch that you can build from. And wind back to center, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to plant those feet hip width apart, knees fall softly to the left. You start to explore. Hands to the left, hands maybe they go face to the back, fingers maybe to the right. And then what height is best for you today on this side? Hands, forearms, or all the way to the ground. And settle into your happy, happy, happy stretch. Slowly help ourselves up. And from our seated position, we're going to bend one foot in, so to our seated tree pose. We're going to take a forward fold. So first, let's lift up those arms. Feel that length happening in the spine. And then we're going to fold out over that extended leg to where it feels like a good stretch is happening at the back of that extended leg. If that means my hands are on the mat, that is fantastic. Or my leg, wherever your stretch is for the back of that leg and our back. The top of the head toward the top of the foot is that intention, and chest towards the belly with that natural roundness in the back. Your stretch, wherever that feels really good today, like it's doing us a lot of good. So for a couple of breaths. And no rush, helping ourselves up. Let's check out how that other side does. So bending that other foot into our seated tree pose. Lengthening, lifting those arms up, feeling that length to the spine. Your seated forward folds, wherever that takes you today. No overstretching. You want to hang on to the back of your hamstrings, or just slowly help yourself onto your back. We're going to give those knees a hug in towards the belly. So if the knees are further away or closer together or closer to the belly, it's a different stretch. So we're exploring. We're checking it out. You can even take a little sway side to side and see if those knees want to be further out, closer in, maybe both. And setting those feet down on our mat, hip width apart. Let's take that right ankle, cross it above that left knee. So options here. You could softly push that right leg away. We could lift that left foot, reach through the window, take a hold of the back of the hamstring. With this foot flexed, the right foot, we can extend that left leg up. We could take our hands, if that feels okay, the hands out of that window, maybe find the calf. And if that feels pretty good, we can start to find the ankle rounding the shoulders off of the mat and the lower back. Let's slowly unwind, and we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So start with that left ankle over that right knee. Flex that foot. Maybe this is plenty. This feels like a good stretch. You can softly push that leg away, the left leg. You add on if appropriate today. Unwind and plant those feet hip width apart on our mat. Arms just relax to the side. Let's have those legs fall softly to the right. Now, if this feels okay, we could take our eyes open or closed to the left. And one more, if it feels okay, we could set that right foot on the outside of the left knee. A happy, healthy stretch for a couple of breaths that our body will remember and then build on that. And let's bring those feet back to center. Same thing. Let's have those feet hip width, and same thing. Knees fall to the left. If your neck likes that, eyes open or closed to the right. And maybe that left foot on the outside of that right knee. And let's make our way back to center on our back. So time for Savasana. So in Savasana, we just lay back. Close the eyes, let your hands relax, palms facing up, feet relax. And this is a time to give our mind a little break, our mind a little vacation time. So no to-do list in Savasana, no thinking about 2 weeks ago or what might happen